Yeah. Y'all go ahead. We'll catch up.
Oh, John.
Daniel, so how's camp going for you so far?
It's going great. A few nerves in the beginning getting out here, but just getting into the swing of things and everyone being out here, I'm having a lot of fun.
I understand you have a couple of roommates that you kind of a good bonding as you guys are moving up through the leagues, but also here at camp.
Yep, second year in a row with Jackson and Brady, and we're happy to have Chris join us, and it's been a lot of fun.
I talked to Danny Duffy yesterday. I asked, like, out of all the guys that he's seen, he's like, who impresses him the most? And he said that Daniel Lynch's stuff is nasty.
Well, he's got pretty nasty stuff himself, so I appreciate that.
But what does it make you? What's the relationship that you have with some of the veterans in here? Do you feel like they're helpful? I mean, what's the kind of the atmosphere for you guys?
Yeah, well, Danny approached me the other day and just introduced himself, and we talked. And I thought it was kind of surreal, a guy of that. I remember watching him back in 14 and 15 on those runs, and then to have that guy come up and say, "Hey, man, I think you got a really bright future," and I really appreciated the fact. It made me feel a lot more welcome. And then having a guy like Cam Gallagher catch me yesterday and just give me feedback from, he said, "Hey, Duffy does this," or another guy I've caught that does this, and that was super helpful to help me understand, what I need to work on and what I need to do moving forward.
Does it kind of surprise you to kind of, because you're all competing for these jobs when you have these guys coming up to you and telling you these things?
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect on that aspect, but everybody has been extremely welcoming and extremely nice.
Tell us about this house. You guys got 4 of you guys in this house. What's going on at this house?
There's 4 bedrooms. I mean, we're not staying in the same room. I think when we went to Wilmington last year, Jackson and I were living in the same room, and we lived in the same room on the road too. So I got a little space from him now. Got my own room. There's a nice little living area downstairs where we hang out, so it works out nicely.
Who's the biggest slob?
No one's really a big slob, to be honest. I'd have to say myself or Jackson. Brady and Boobage keep it pretty tight.
You guys playing video games and stuff at night, talking baseball? What are you doing?
No one really plays video games. We kind of just get we watched The Bachelor last night. Kind of embarrassing to say that. But,
Bruce Pearl was on there?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
So? Who's your front runner?
That was my first episode that I've watched, so I can't really say.
You didn't jump right in.
But yeah, we kind of just watch TV, watch sports. Chris likes a lot of NBA, so we watch that, watch some college basketball, college baseball.
Talk about going through this process with the 4 of you guys. Obviously, in that same draft class, you're living together, you're experiencing all the new things. So how's it been for you guys collectively?
I think it's been fun. I mean, it's obviously fun to go hang out with 3 of your friends when you go home at night, and you can kind of leave baseball here and just focus on having fun. And it's also, I think, going through it with people your same age, same experience, same draft class. It gives you a little bit of comfort knowing that there's other people in the same situation. If you feel nervous or some doubt or anything like that.
You guys have a friendly competition? Who's getting called up first? Things like that. I mean.
I don't know if it could be friendly on that. No, but I'm just kidding. But no, we have a little turf area in the backyard, and we have a little 56 wedge, hit some golf balls into a flower pot. That's the only competition we really have. Not on the baseball front. We keep it pretty friendly on that side.
Here in Kansas City, when they won the World Series, a lot of those guys came up through the minor leagues together, and they would sit down and they talk about, hey, when we get up there, we're going to do these things. Are those the kind of conversations you guys have?
Maybe not specifically. A specific thing. I think it's sort of this organization has instilled the fact that the expectation every year is to win, and that they want us to hopefully progress through and get up there and be able to win. So that's not something we talk about on a specific basis. But, we definitely joke about, hey, where are we going to get married, and all 3 of us or all 4 of us still live together in the same house when we get up there, things like that.
Working with Juthini, what's that been like for you so far? A lot of players have said that the culture shift that he's helped provide here has been really positive.
He's made it very clear what his expectations are of us, and it's to get the best out of us every day. And I think it's been, I remember when he was the manager for the Cardinals growing up watching him, and just to have that guy speaking to you every morning and saying what's up to you in the cafeteria is pretty cool. And I think he's got this place going in a really good direction.
And you got to see him a little bit in the minors, right? He came in and saw you last year?
We did an orientation, and he was there and spoke to us, and then he traveled to a couple of the affiliates, and I got to see him, yes.
Dayton Moore was talking yesterday about he thinks that all you guys have stuff that could get major league hitters out today, but there's the mental part of the game to kind of work on. But when you hear your general manager kind of giving you that praise, how does that make you feel?
Feels good. I think you got to have that belief in yourself for sure. And that's kind of the first step, but I totally agree with the fact that there's some parts of the game mentally, just strategy wise and approach wise, that I need to need to improve on, and I'm hoping that I can use this experience to help with that.
He also said that you could be, one of you guys could be on the major league roster by the end of spring, maybe during the summer get a call up, but it's eventually going to happen. And especially when you have a team that had one of the worst bullpens, do you kind of balance not putting the pressure on yourself to get there as fast as you can, or is that already the pressure you put on yourself? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's difficult for sure. But you just got to kind of think of it as it's your own process. The goal is to get there and stay, not to get there as fast as possible. And I don't think any of us feel like it's a competition of who needs to get there the fastest. But I definitely have the goal of staying there, getting there and staying, and not getting there super fast and then maybe struggling. I want to make sure that I'm ready, and so I just try to think about it that way, and that helps.
You guys have a collective nickname for you four?
Not yet. You guys may have to come up with some of that. I don't think we will.
It doesn't sound like the Animal House.
No, it's
The dudes
not.
from The Hangover?
No.
Maybe the Bachelors.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
All ABC. Get Chris Harrison up here.
Perfect. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Do you think you get these hard?